The driver, the big dog, the big stick. I think we've all got that love-hate relationship with this particular club, but in today's video, I'm going to show you the only lesson you ever need to make sure that you rip the driver every single time. It's such an emotional golf club, isn't it? I think we've all been in that position where we stand up there full of confidence, and there's that horrible, leaky one over to the right that goes nowhere. But if you're watching this video, you've probably got all the shots. You've got the slice, you've got the top, you've got the sky. Maybe you're even one of those golfers who's got that little hooky one going, and you stand on the tee with no real confidence at all over the golf ball. But we'd love to know how we can just stand there, go through a simple little setup, and then put that swing on it and start hitting longer, more accurate tee shots than ever. So the big challenge, I think, for a lot of golfers is, first of all, they don't get themselves in a good position at address to deliver the club well. And what I'm going to talk about in the video is how you're going to set up for success, how you're going to become a little bit more optimum with driver as well. So I'm going to get you learning how to hit up on the golf ball. And I think most golfers are fully aware that if we want to maximize distance, they need to hit up on the golf ball. But I was doing some videoing on the golf course the other week, and it happened to a couple of golfers came across me doing my video, and they mentioned that they'd been watching a video by another YouTuber, a very popular YouTuber that I'm sure you watch his videos already. And he'd been talking about how to hit up on the golf ball, and the problem was the guy was implementing what he was talking about, but this was tending to become his shot. Now, are you a golfer who tries to hit up on the golf ball and suddenly has developed that big slice that is going nowhere? To begin with, let's talk about why, if you're now hitting up on the golf ball, which a lot of golfers still don't think they actually do, why you get that slice. So let's look at that last shot and how I delivered the golf club, and that'll give us an insight into what we need to do better to hit the ball longer and straighter. On that big slicey one then, we can see that the low point of my golf swing's been 3 inches behind. So my attack angle, the club's moved up 1.4 degrees, but my club path there is 10.4 degrees out to in by the time I hit the golf ball. Right, so we can see on that tee shot there, for the club to be moving 10.4 degrees out to in, you can see there, even if I get the club face at the target, we're gonna get a lot of shape on the golf ball. And I think the challenge is most golfers actually don't appreciate the fact that the more up you hit, the more left the club travels. So let's run through how we're going to set up, maybe with a little tweak in getting right at address to help you deliver the club on a better path, hit up more, and then that little bonus tip at the end is how we're going to squeeze a few more yards out of your tee shots. So what we're looking to do with driver is obviously we're looking to get the ball forward in the stance. But I mentioned in a previous video, it's great if you can put just your left hand on for now, ball forward, and then bring your right hand in underneath the left hand. It'll give us that little bit of shoulder alignment, but also gives us a little bit of tilt. If you want a little bit more tilt in there, that's equally fine. But once you can get set into that position, that means then that we're going to start getting that low point behind the ball and travelling up. So if we just do that at address, we can set up well to the golf ball, make the swing. So you can see I've hit up my club path slightly from the inside. And we can see there, good distance at nearly 260 carry and nearly 285 total. Now, if you're somebody that still feels that the path's not quite right there, what we can do, if I can get the ball into the mat, we're just going to pull that trail foot back. So that's going to give you a little bit more room to turn, but also going to help swing the club more out to the right. Remember, you can afford with driver to swing more to the right because the more you hit up, the club actually moves left. So it should balance out. So if I pull that back foot further back, and then make the same swing that I've just made, We can see now I've swung slightly more from the inside. I've still hit up nearly 3 degrees. And then again, just under 260 carry, but suddenly 293 yards. Now, for a lot of golfers, that'll feel very different at address. And I don't mind, there's no set fast rule on how much you want to pull that leg back. Experiment. Do it quite a lot for some of you. It'll feel like you're swinging hugely from the inside. But as I've said, if you're hitting up, by the time the club gets back to the golf ball, the path won't be that far from the inside. And it's a nice feeling. For somebody who's sliced the ball, if you get a couple of those little drawy ones going, it really will feel like you're playing a different game from the tee. Now that moves me nicely, that if you can set up well, get the club moving up, that's going to make you more optimum with driver. But what if we had a little bonus on how we could get a little bit more club head speed? So my club head speed in that last one was just under 108 mile an hour. What if I could put a bit more speed in and still maintain everything that we've done there? And the simple way we're going to do that is from our address position. When we swing back, we're going to let that front heel come off the ground, allow us to make a much bigger shoulder turn. That's going to allow that club head to move a bit further, which in theory is going to generate that extra speed. So let's set up as we've discussed. Pull that foot back. Now, I'm set well at address. Now that nice big turn generates some speed. Let's see if we can get past 300 yards. So marginally quicker. I've hit up 3 degrees, 270 carry, and 291 total. So we're not quite there, are we? Just need a little bit longer. If I can find another 10 yards, it'll be the dream lesson. So again, we're going to set up, ball forward, get that spine tilt, pull that foot back, nice big turn, let that heel come off the floor. Felt solid, 274 carry and just over 292. But not only am I starting to hit the ball further, but I'm actually starting to hit the ball straighter because that path control's better. If I can just get that little bit more speed out of it, we're there. So again, we've set up well, big turn. It's got a chance. Oh, just short. And there we have it, 279 carry, 300.1. So that little tweak at address, making sure that ball's forward, bring the right hand in underneath, that gets the right shoulder lower than the left, that aligns the shoulders, maybe that bit more spine tilt, pull that foot back to improve delivery, and then that nice big shoulder turn, let that front heel come up, really let rip, and you too can start hitting the ball longer and further than ever before with the big dog.